Everyone. Welcome to Perfectly Planned Content's Writing Wednesday video series, where we dive into the power of words and the many ways that writing can impact your business. I'm Lauren Keller, the Director of Content Writing and Strategy, and I'm thrilled to bring you a monthly video series that's completely dedicated to the craft of writing. Today, I'd like to start off with a little story. The recent launch of Magnolia Network put Chip and Joanna Gaines back into the spotlight. For those of you who aren't home renovation geeks like myself, the pair found their claim to fame fixing up houses in Waco, Texas with their signature modern farmhouse style. Suddenly, gray-stained hardwood floors, weathered sliding barn doors, and farmhouse sinks popped up everywhere, from country retreats to city lofts. But is a tattered barn door in a penthouse suite really authentic? Maybe. It just depends on your perspective. Authenticity has seen a resurgence of negative press, especially in marketing. Why? Many have argued that the quest for authenticity has resulted in egoism, falseness, and ultimately has led people away from the very thing that matters most, their audience. And when given that ammunition, authenticity can conform to that limiting point of view. One definition of authenticity is worthy of acceptance as conforming to or based on a fact. These words seem to suggest that authenticity is malleable, and if that's true, people can wield it with both positive and negative ways. When taken to the extreme, just about everything can go awry. Excess is a slippery slope, even in authenticity, but that doesn't mean that the concept itself is inherently negative. Authenticity doesn't mean that your audience needs to know every intimate detail about your life. They don't need to be live streamed into a heated family dinner discussion or weigh in on a personal problem. They don't need to know what you ate for breakfast or the last thing you Googled. That's not authentic. That's simply oversharing. To put authenticity on the same plane as, quote, keeping it real, is similar to when people use honesty as a shield for being cruel or mean. The sentences that start with, if I'm being honest, or if we're keeping it real, are both starts to sentences I probably don't want to hear the end of. For us, that's just not what authenticity is really about. Authenticity is simply a tool to tell your story. And like any good story, it's not an exhaustive, endless list of random facts, unless you're into stream of consciousness writing, that is. Instead, authenticity is about approaching your business with a fresh, realistic, and inspiring lens. It's using elements of your life and experiences to tell a bigger story and find meaningful, valuable connections with your audience. It's through those priceless moments where curiosity is piqued, trust starts to form, and the foundation for a relationship begins. So many businesses struggle to intentionally infuse personal elements into their marketing, and that's because it's really hard to do. Nobody said compelling storytelling was simple. When used appropriately, authenticity brings a human connection to a service, product, or industry. Connection is critical in any service-based business, but especially finance, where too often figures, charts, and graphs and numbers drown out the hopes, dreams, goals, and emotions that permeate them. Perhaps in some ways it's more important to tell an authentic story than to broadcast your authenticity to followers. People connect to people, and authentic stories are a powerful medium to facilitate that connection. The more you can draw people into the story, the more engaged they will be, especially when that story helps them unlock a secret of their own. At the end of the day, our advice remains to embrace authenticity, whatever that means to you, barn door and all. What are your thoughts about authenticity in marketing? Let me know. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.